My name is Mohammed Yunus. I am a certified pediatric hematology oncology nurse and I am from Lebanon. It was back in 2010 when I first heard about specialty certification. After I graduated from nursing school, I worked in critical care, and after a couple of years, I started a new job at the Children's Cancer Center of Lebanon in this huge magnet facility. During my orientation program, the educator of the pediatric oncology nurse department spoke a little bit about specialty certification and what does it really mean to be a certified nurse. From all her 1-hour presentation, only 2 things stuck in my mind. First, she said, certified nurses will be equipped with the highest knowledge to take care of their patients, and they will definitely be a reference for all the nurses on the unit. The second thing, she was the one and only certified pediatric hematology oncology nurse in Lebanon, and that blew my mind away. At that time, there were only 700 CPHONs worldwide. Bear in mind, I come from critical care and I have 0 hours of experience in pediatric hematology oncology. But the first thing my mind started analyzing was, how can I get there? How can I be a certified pediatric hematology oncology nurse? And instantly, I had my goals laid out. I want to be a CPHON right after I get my 1,000 hours in. And I want to be the second CPHON in Lebanon. If you know anything about me, you know I have a passion to help others. I like to be a resource, a leader, an advocate for my patients. And selfishly, I like to have all the attention around me. Long story short, I was introduced to the ONCC and the ONS websites. There, I started learning more about oncology in general and pediatric hematology oncology in specific. Before I had the chance to get my 1,000 hours in oncology, I moved to Saudi Arabia to another big magnet facility. I attended my first monthly unit meeting and the education coordinator of our department was presenting the certification application process and the value a specialty certification brings to the nurse, to the patient, and to the employer. That meeting burst the fire again inside of me, and I felt the urge to get my hours in so that I can sit for my CPHON exam. All nurses on the unit were pumped and showed interest to apply for the exam, but when it came down to it, only my clinical instructor and I applied that November 2011. In a way, I was happy about it because the attention will be distributed on 2 people only. But on the other hand, I was not happy about it because there was no group study to help each other break down the blueprint of the exam and to encourage and motivate each other throughout this challenge. My clinical instructor and I had high self-esteem and we underestimated the test, and sure enough, we failed it. I came out of the test devastated, not only because I failed to accomplish my goals, but also because I knew that I don't have what it takes. I don't have the knowledge to be the best advocate for my patient's population. For the following year, CPHON became an obsession. Right after I failed it, I went home, I broke down the blueprint of the exam, I wrote down a plan and a study strategy over 3 months as well. The following year, no one applied for the test but me. I think the reason being is that everyone thought it's hard to accomplish since our clinical instructor failed the test. And it's a waste of money since the hospital will not reimburse you for failed attempts. But I was determined. 3 months out, I started my preparation. And you bet it was hard, emotional, and frustrating at times because I was the only one going through that. But I knew I was doing the right thing, not just for my patients and myself, but also for my colleagues. I wanted to lead by example. I wanted to show them that it is attainable and it should be the standard that they must look up to. I attained my goal and I got my CPHON in November of 2012. I was the 4th CPHON in Lebanon, and at that time there was around 1,000 CPHONs all over the world. My certification gave me a lot of confidence in my nursing practice. I felt I am able to pick up things in my practice that I couldn't pick up before, meaning I had more knowledge to notice things, work on signs and symptom management, oncology emergencies, long-term side effects, the psychology of my patients and their families, and much more. Not only my certification gave my patients confidence in me, but the multidisciplinary team built more faith and trust in my practice. My certification got me to places I never thought I would be able to go to. I won the International Nurse Scholarship Award by APHON in 2013, and that was my first time to visit the United States. I got a promotion in my workplace, and I was sponsored to the 2013 Magnet Conference in Orlando. I was also accepted as a member in the editorial board of the ONCC Certification News newsletter. I was never declined for a job position I applied to ever since I got my certification. because every employer I applied for valued specialty certification. I was recertified in 2016, and the recertification application process was smooth, clear, and refreshed my knowledge. It just came to my attention recently that there are only 88 CPHON nurses outside of the United States of America, 49 of them being in Canada. If you do the math, there are only 39 CPHON nurses distributed on the rest of the world. And I know for a fact we have 6 to 7 CPHON nurses back in Lebanon. And I bet that you might be the first and only one in your country. That really encourages me to do more to advocate for pediatric hematology oncology nurses to pursue their certification. Because trust me, it will not only change the path of your career, it will change your whole world. Getting your certification is totally worth the effort, the money, and the time you invest in it. I hate to use Nike's slogan, but just do it.
So just do it! Just do it!
If you are interested to get my 10 tips to pass the CPHON, and these are the same tips I used in my 3-month study strategy to attain my CPHON status, you'll find my 10 tips down in the description box. I am proud of my certification credentials. I use them on every email after my name. I write them on my badge. I have my pin. Be proud. Be a CPHON.
To get to anywhere, maybe we'll make a deal. Maybe together we can go somewhere, any place is better. Starting from